and afterwards will arrest you. And right now Ishan Agrawal developed an app which probably helps in such solutions. Ishwan?
Thank you. Hey guys, I'm Ishan. Here is my co-founder Vaibhav, and today we are here to talk to you about CorruptionTrak and how we aim to tackle the biggest problem in the world, corruption. Now, is it really a big problem? Well, here is a map by Transparency International, and as you can see, the more red means more corruption, more yellow is like less corruption, and look at it, it's all red, right? So most of the world is ridden with corruption today, and these are some stats, and I'm from India, so that's where the whole thing came from. There are over 1 billion people in India. Poor pay over 160 million US dollars in bribe every year, and from independence till now it has lost over 20 trillion US dollars. Over 50% of Indians have experienced corruption firsthand, me included. So is anyone doing anything about such a problem? Well, yes. Last year in August, there was a revolution in India where people came out on the streets in millions protesting against corruption in favor of an anti-corruption bill which was sitting in the parliament. A big part of this movement was the youth and the college students. And at that time, me and my co-founder, we were sitting in our dorm kitchen in our university, National University of Singapore, and we really wanted to do something about it. But we couldn't go out in the street protesting, so we thought, hey, we are computer programmers, we can program. So that's how we came up with the idea of CorruptionTrak. It's a crowdsourced platform where you can report cases of corruption using our different platforms, and we try to channel the data to relevant authorities. We got so excited about the idea that we sat overnight. We built the first version of the Android app overnight, and we finally released the app in November. So this is how it looks like. So there's a small form where you can fill in details of the corruption incident. We anonymize the data before we make it public, so any sensitive information is not made public. The reports appear on a feed and also on a map of India, as you can see in clustered number format. Later in January this year, we released a website which looks very similar to the app. So when you submit a report, we don't directly publish it. It goes through an approval process and a verification process. So as you can see, we try to run our algorithms, and based on certain parameters, we try to filter out false reports. And there's also people looking at the reports before we actually publish it. So after the approval process, we publish the reports. Then we enter into the verification phase. So the reports appear as unverified. And in the verification process, NGOs contact the reporters. So if you have given us sufficient information, the NGOs will contact you and get more details to verify the case and try to do something about it. The other verification that we have put in is the social verification. We think that as in any case, witnesses are important. So people can go in and mark the report as more credible. So we have like a like-dislike credibility meter. So what do we do with all the reports submitted, right? So we are trying to identify these corruption clusters, so places with more corruption. So these are like, it could be like neighborhoods, particular offices, particular people. We also try to take investigative action, but since we are not an authority, we try to tie up with NGOs or governmental organizations who can really do something about it. We also try to enable journalists to create media stories out of it so that these people who are victims of corruption get good media attention. We're trying to build a detailed corruption index. As you saw the map by Transparency International, we want to really go down to the detail level of cities, villages, offices, and build a corruption index there. So these are some of the reports that we've received. As you can see, there's a guy in central India who had to pay a bribe of over $50 to retrieve a copy of his own birth certificate, his very own identity. Another guy in Chennai refused to pay a bribe and instead paid the fine instead for traffic offense. This is one of my favorite features, which is the Get Alerts feature. So journalists, cops, or anyone can set up alerts to know about corruption cases in their own areas. And as soon as a corruption case is submitted in their geographical area, according to the set of alert, they get a notification. So we are not for profit, we are not in this to make big bucks, but we are in this because we are really, really passionate about it. But we want it to be more self-sustainable, so we have small revenue streams that we are looking at. Donations, we're also looking at data analysis. So as I said, like we're trying to build a corruption index, maybe create reports out of it and then sell it to the government or relevant, universities. We're also trying to have a certain consultancy services. So we think that even with all the NGOs and governmental bodies, we cannot really tackle each and every single report. So we want to empower each and every citizen to actually go ahead and take his case forward. So if they approach us for a very minimal fee, we'll try to give them the know-how and empower them to actually do something about their own case. So we started with India, but we are realizing soon that it's a big problem in the world. Annual total of US 1 trillion is paid in bribes every year. According to World Bank, corruption actually affects about 1% of the country's GDP, and that we all know is quite a lot. It is also a barrier to businesses in Central and Southeast Europe. 15% of all the companies in the industrialized world, 40% in Asia and 60% in Soviet Union have to pay bribes to keep on running their businesses. This and a lot of requests from all around the world from people who want to do this for their own countries has inspired us to release a global platform. And today here at CeBIT at Coden, we're launching world.corruptiontrak.com.
Whoa!
Which is basically a customized form of our current services, for the world. And we're also open to customizing it for really like countries or regions. So if you're from Vietnam and you want to do this for your own country, we could do a vietnam.corruptiontrak.com. You can contact us at platform@corruptiontrak.com and we can talk. But we would really, we really want to do this for free, and we really want to tackle this problem. So this is how the world.corruptiontrak.com looks like. We just kind of set it up last night, so you won't see any reports. We really want the world to eventually look like this on the corruption index map. So all yellow, no corruption. But the problem is big and we are too small. Do we think we can tackle it? Well, yes. We're young, we're crazy, and we don't know what's impossible. So if we all work together, we can tackle this problem. Thank you.
Whoa!
Thank you, Ishan. I think it's a really, really great app, and yeah, I'm impressed. Definitely, I'm impressed. And I'm not sure, are there questions for this great app? Maybe it was so clear and so absolutely perfect that there are no questions left, you know? And my question was if it will be available for other countries, but you just said it, and I think it's very important that it's like going to be a worldwide app because there are so many countries.
We're looking forward to hearing from all of you, so yeah, drop us a line. Thank you.
Thank you very much, and you may have a seat.